United Matters viewers all over the world, how are you? And may this really be a video that's really going to show you what and how far Erik ten Hag has really gone ahead to improve Manchester United. And obviously, you know, it's the match preview of Real Sociedad versus Manchester United, a game that is going to take place down in Spain. And obviously, that is what we are really going to be covering up today, because tomorrow is really going to be a very huge day with lots of updates, the manager's press conference, the traveling team, and also on and so forth. Because tomorrow we are going to do like 4 or 5 videos as far as this game of football is concerned, of Real Sociedad versus Manchester United. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video on this channel, because we 100% do Manchester United news. Now, Erik ten Hag is really preparing to go away and really win his other game of the group stage where we are in with Real Sociedad. Remember, Real Sociedad really got that penalty after a very stupid decision made by the referee, because the ball that the referee decided on to go on and really give Real Sociedad the penalty first hit the thigh of Lisandro Martinez before it hit the hand, and obviously he pointed into the penalty all in the spot, and obviously they got a penalty. And then after getting a penalty, we couldn't find the equalizer into that game of football at Old Trafford, and obviously they are really topping the group with 15 points, and United has gone ahead to win their 4 games and they're having 12, meaning that if at all we beat Real Sociedad with a win of 2-0 or 3-1 or 3-2, that means we are really going to be going through, and obviously we'll be through, and obviously we won't be going to play what we call the round of 32. What does the round of 32 mean? The round of 32 means you're going to be playing a team that finished third into the Champions League group stages. Remember, there are teams like Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Leverkusen, there are teams like Ajax, and very many more that are really going to go on and really slide down into the UEFA Europa League. So we need to go ahead and really win this game of football by close to a difference of 2 goals, and I believe we can go ahead and really pull out that win, because I believe we are a much better side, and we are going to play a side that doesn't really sit back, a side that plays total football, and they're really going to pass and obviously try to match our intensity. So I believe with the players that we are having at Manchester United, we are a much better team than Real Sociedad. And obviously there is a confirmation that are just coming through that has really gone ahead to give us a very huge boost as far as this game of Sociedad is concerned. Obviously, let me throw it onto your screen and see how many players are really going to be out for this club that you're going to be playing today. Obviously, Takefusa Kubo, that Japanese left-footed player they bought from Real Madrid, he's really good, he's out. David Silva is out. Ander Berenexeza is out. Momocho is out. Ayhen Monos is out. Mikel Ozebayal is out, and Umal Sadiq is also out, meaning that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players are ruled out for the Real Sociedad game against Manchester United. And this is how you find it if you're really having a thin squad. And let me show you that they are not only going to miss the game they're going to play against Manchester United, but obviously they never even played in the game they played over the weekend, where they lost to Real Betis by how many goals? They lost to Real Betis by 2-0, meaning that if at all Real Betis can beat them, we can also go there and really cause havoc. Then they're having Alex Miro, you see, Grozobel, Nomad, Pacheco, Di Rio, Zubimendi, Mendes, Marin, Merino, Fernandez, and Solth are the ones that really started when they are really losing to Real Betis by 2-0, and obviously they are defeated at their home, and that's where we are also going to play, meaning that is going to be almost the same lineup they are going to field when they are playing Manchester United. And obviously I expect us to go on and really get a win as far as this game of football is concerned. I don't know what you think about it, but obviously that is a very huge update coming in from Spain, that close to 7 players, and all those 7 are starters, are really going to be out of the team of Real Sociedad, meaning that that is really a very huge boost. For Manchester United, Antony Malacia is back from injury, Harry Maguire is back, Danny Van Beek is back, and obviously we are having very many players back. Those that are absent include Rafael Varane. I think they're notables. Who else is injured from the people that we expect to come in and really play? I don't believe there is anyone, because Phil Jones has no place in this team. Tuanzebe, I think, is going to return. Brandon Williams is back, and obviously we want to see whether the manager is going to go ahead and really change any change. But obviously the most intriguing return is Antony Malacia and Donny van Beek. We want to see whether Erik ten Hag is really going to go on and really put Martial into the traveling squad to Spain, and obviously maybe Danny Van Beek to play some minutes in that game against Real Sociedad. Now, that really leads us into what we call the match predicted 11 and what we believe Erik ten Hag is going to go ahead and really start. Which team is he going to go on and bring? This is what we are really having in here. Oh, and even Lindelof, I've not seen him in training. I don't know whether he's back, but obviously he really got an injury. No, it was not an injury, but he just fell sick. When you look at the system that Ten Hag is going to play with, 4-2-3-1, never changed it ever since he came in at Manchester United as the permanent manager. And obviously, let's get into this. Obviously, for the goalkeeper, no question, it's really going to be David De Gea. And the reason as to why he has been really fielded into these UEFA Europa League games is simple. The manager wants him to master what we call the ball distributing part of it, because before he really makes the decision to go in and whether bring in Diego Costa. If you watch the game of FC Porto and Atletico Madrid today, guys, Diego Costa is an interesting or intriguing goalkeeper that you have to keep an eye on. He's really good. He's really good, and I really love the way he has gone ahead to be playing into this game of football. And obviously, everyone has loved his execution against Atletico Madrid. He had close to some 3-4 good saves, world-class saves, denying Atletico Madrid keeper to beats, and obviously being great at ball distribution. This guy is really one to watch, and obviously I believe Erik ten Hag has a reason to scout him because he's really great. And it's a decision that Erik ten Hag is going to go ahead and really make after this season. And obviously David De Gea is having 1 year left on his contract. He's really fighting to find or get his contract renewed at Manchester United. You saw him over the weekend over West Ham. He really pulled up close to 3 worldies saves in the for you that really saw us win that game by 1-0. That is why I believe he's really going to go ahead and really start, because in short stopping, no one doubts him, and obviously ball distribution has been one of those complaints people have been raising about him. But he has gone ahead to improve, and we can as well go on and really see what he's all about. In the game of West Ham, he really put out close to 46 ball distributions, and almost 80% of his passing was really accurate, meaning that by the end of the season, this guy is really going to be another player. And in a game like this, you need him because obviously Sociedad being at home, even without 7 players, they can come out and really create some chances. And obviously, who do you expect them to save? Obviously, David De Gea. When you go to the right back, Brandon Williams is back, Ronaldo and Martial is back, but obviously I don't believe that any of those is into the good books of Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag is even looking in for another right back in the January transfer window, meaning that he really doesn't agree with the decision of the football director and the technical director that he had to keep Ronaldo and Martial. Remember, towards the end of the summer, we wanted the summer transfer window, we wanted Serginho Dest, and he was available on a loan with an option to buy. United said no, and they said you have to keep Ronaldo and Martial, and obviously that's what is happening. But Ronaldo and Martial has not played a single game for Manchester United. Has he played a single game? I don't really recall him playing a single game for United this season. So that is Diego Dalot starting that position, because I believe the manager really trusts him to go on and do the needful. Then left back for Manchester United, I believe Luke Shaw had a very good game. Against Chelsea with an assist, against Sheffield with an assist, against West Ham patrolling Gerard Bowen is not an easy job, but really executed it very well. Played 90 minutes, and I believe it's time to rest him and really bring in this guy, Tyrell Malacia, because even Tyrell Malacia in the game of Shelf, he really played very well, and I believe the manager really trusts him to go on and really start into this position of Manchester United. So that is Tyrell Malacia playing as the left back tomorrow, or today when you are really playing a team which goes by the name of Real Sociedad. And obviously, we go to the central defense. Lisandro Martinez obviously playing on the left side of the central defense, because we are really short of defenders. Even if you thought of really resting him, how do you go on and do it? Because he is really one of those players that is really having a very brilliant season, and he has really gone ahead to prove very many critics that really call him short. And I remember, is it Nachitende something, one of my viewers on this channel went in the comment section and said she's waiting for Carragher to go on and really apologize for the statements really made on Lisandro Martinez that he's short and can't play in the Premier League. But obviously has gone ahead to justify that he's really one of the best players that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to buy. Now, on the right side of the central defense, there is always a very big contention. I believe if Lindelof was fully fit and never really had some sickness, he would have started the game of West Ham. But Harry Maguire started, and I don't know the fitness levels. Or Lindelof has gone ahead to heal. I don't know. Let's wait and see what the manager is going to tell us in the press conference today as far as this game of football is concerned. So I believe that the manager is going to go in for Harry Maguire and is going to captain the squad. It looks like that bad omen on Harry Maguire ended in the game of West Ham, because every game had started this season for United, we had lost it. Do you know that? We lost against Real Sociedad, the same team that we're going to play against today. We lost against Brighton and Brentford, but all of the games that we've been winning, it has been Bruno captaining Manchester United. And obviously, that is the ideal back four. I believe Erik ten Hag is going to go in for us to defend very well and really see us really keep a clean sheet and score close to 2 or 3 goals to win this game of football away in Spain. Now, when you go to the midfield, Scott McTominay or Casemiro, obviously in a game like this, Casemiro is really important to come on and really play a very huge role in this game. And obviously alongside Freddie or Eriksen, I believe it's really going to be Eriksen, because this is the man who masterminded the goal of Rashford. That cross he crafted onto the far post that found Rashford to thunder that header into the back of the net was really magnificent, and it shows you how important this guy is from the deeper position of the midfield to reach that area and really create that chance. It's really great. You know, he is like Kevin De Bruyne. He puts in that Kevin De Bruyne pass, and that's what I always call in from a player who goes by the names of Bruno Fernandes, because if Eriksen, who comes in from the deeper parts of the midfield, can come out and really craft out a pass like that, why don't you do that, Bruno? We want you to deliver such crosses into the 18-yard box area of the opponent. Then, central attacking midfield, Bruno Fernandes. I believe it's going to be Bruno Fernandes. Reason being, he is really suspended for the game of Aston Villa, and that means going to play 90 minutes. And maybe Danny Van Beek might be prepared by the manager to come on and really play in the Premier League away against a side which goes by the names of Aston Villa in the Premier League. You never know, the manager might go in to put Freddie and Casemiro into the Dower midfield pivot, and obviously Eriksen to play in the advanced position of a number 10 or a central attacking midfielder, where I believe he would have beaten midfielders better, but because we lack a player like Frankie de Jong to play alongside Casemiro, that's why the manager really trusts Eriksen to go on and really play that side, because he is better at really getting the ball from the back four and really connecting it to the midfield. But obviously when Casemiro is good at that, you saw him in the game of Tottenham Hotspur do that very well. Then on the right attacking side of the midfield, it's really believed that Antony is really back, and that knock is really not going to keep him outside for very many days, as Erik ten Hag told us that it's just days, and I believe from Sunday up to now, 4 days from now, I believe he'll be healed, and I think he's going to travel with the squad tomorrow in Spain, and I believe Antony is going to go on and really play onto the right attacking side of the midfield. Then on the left attacking side of the midfield, obviously the man who has scored in his recent 2 games of Manchester United, that is Rashford, is going to start. Remember, into this season in the UEFA Europa League, he has gone ahead to score how many goals? He has gone ahead to score 3. He scored a brace against Omonia, and he scored 1 goal against Shelf, and I believe he's really one of those players that is really having lots of goals in all competitions. In the Premier League, he has 4 goals. He's a top scorer in the Premier League and obviously a top scorer into the UEFA Europa League. And that is a man who goes by the names of Marcus Rashford, starting off that side, hitting 100 goals against West Ham, and I believe he might be on the score sheet today as we really play a side which goes by names of Real Sociedad. So guys, that is Marcus Rashford, and obviously he's going to lead the line. Martial returning and Ronaldo in there for you. I believe Martial is back, but we will Erik ten Hag start him? I believe he won't. He's really going to bring him on later in the game of football. Obviously, Ronaldo is going to start. Although Ronaldo doesn't, we don't really play well when Ronaldo starts, but I believe in the manager starting Ronaldo because he has been in Spain. He knows what Sociedad is all about. This is not going to be a new environment for him, especially him and Casemiro. It's really one of those sides I've been playing in a lot. And obviously, David De Gea also knows that side. So meaning that we're having 3 players who are not naive about the situation in Spain. So it's really great to start Ronaldo, and he has a very good record against Real Sociedad. He has gone ahead to score very many goals against them while still at Real Madrid, and obviously we hope that today he can go on and really score those goals, because this time around they've been getting him in positions where he can go ahead and really score goals, but Ronaldo has not been the same. I don't know what's wrong with his sharpness, but there is a question on how he's going to go ahead and really score those goals. But we look at that team that I believe the manager is going to put out to face Real Sociedad in Spain. Obviously, I don't know what to think about it, but that's my team. I believe Ten Hag is going to go ahead and front to go on and really create havoc down in Spain against a side which goes by Real Sociedad, and obviously you've watched it all. So expect the following players to shine and really cause havoc: Rashford, Antony, and Ronaldo. I want to see Bruno really going out to really release Ronaldo, because I want to see Ronaldo getting clear-cut chances. Though these half chances are the ones that have really made Ronaldo what he is, because it's very hard to be in a team that really gives you clear chances all the time. What makes you different is you turning half chances into goals, and that's what Ronaldo has been all about. So that's why I've always come out and called out Ronaldo in the game of West Ham, getting that ball from Rashford, and he couldn't even find the ball on target. You get himself on target. In the game of Shelf, he missed very many chances and he couldn't score until he really got in that chance that Bruno really pinpointed across to him and really headed it home. And obviously the goalkeeper fisted it near Ronaldo's left foot and really hit it in the back of the net to make it 3-0 for Manchester United. But if it wasn't that, Ronaldo had not scored, and I believe we need to see him scoring goals. We need to see him firing in goals, because if I told you we're having close to three players, Martial, Ronaldo, and Rashford firing in goals, if they can really average 20 goals each this season, of which I know it's possible, I believe we can really be ahead to even challenge for the Premier League, because having 3 players to average 20 goals while we're keeping clean sheets with the back 4 that we're having, obviously that really leads you to what we call triumphing and really challenging for the title. I know it's hard for people to go ahead and say United challenging for the title, but obviously when you look at the teams you're competing with, look at the Premier League table. It really explains that. Arsenal 8 points ahead of Manchester United, Man City 5 points ahead of Manchester United. Arsenal is going to go ahead and play a team which goes by the names of Chelsea over the weekend. So Tottenham is playing Liverpool. So it's very easy for us to craft out something, and this is the game that needs us to really give us momentum. After winning 1-0 against West Ham, we need to come in here and really get a result of 2-0 or 3-1, and this is really very important. It's a very important game of football for United, and it's going to be definitive in our season. If we happen to win by 1-0 or 2-1, obviously they're having a better goal difference than us, and we are really going to go on and really face one of the teams that is falling from the Champions League to the UEFA Europa League. That is not something we'd love to see happen to yourself. Not so. I believe it's better to go on and really top the group and really rest players, because even if we play a team coming in from the Champions League and we really go ahead and really win, but that will be another 2-game tie. After having a hectic season of very many games from the World Cup, that means in January you have to craft out something to go on and really play those 2 games. And I don't want us to be having the compactness of these games, because they're really going to cause a lot of fatigue to our players of Manchester United. So I believe it's better to go on and really beat this side. And how will we tell the viewers of United Matters channel that we failed to go on to beat a team that has close to 7 first team starters out. You get? We have to go ahead and beat it. We have to beat it. Even if they had the David Silvas, the Kubos of this world, they had to go on and really fall on the sword of Manchester United, because that's what we're supposed to go on and do. So I believe Danny Van Beek will get some minutes later, depending on the game situation. Antony Malacia, obviously, I believe is going to come on. Scott McTominay and Freddie at a point X, the manager will go on and really bring them on. And if at all you go on and really kill this game off early enough, even Diego Dello will go on and really get a rest. As you see, the manager Erik ten Hag played Malacia in that double tie of, in those 2 games against Sheffield away and against Old Trafford as an inverted right back. He'll turn him on the right back and rest Dello, because Dello needs to rest. And you saw him when he was rested in the game of Sheffield at Old Trafford. You saw what he did. He really had to go on and do the needful and really win and play very well against West Ham. Obviously, he put in what we call a man of the match performance, that is Diego Dello. So I believe that Ten Hag is really going to go ahead and really get us a win that is well deserved, that is going to see us win the game of football against Real Sociedad away in Spain. And I believe you're going to go ahead and really win a lot of games after this one. Thank you guys for watching in. That has been my match preview. I don't know what you think about it, but that is my predicted lineup. David De Gea in goal, Dallo right back, Malacia left back, resting a little bit of Luke Shaw. Then Lisandro Martinez, left side of the central defense. Then Harry Maguire, right side of the central defense. Casemiro, Eriksson, double midfield pivot, Bruno Fernandes. Being that he's not going to play any part in the game against Aston Villa on the weekend. Reason being, he totally gathered 5 yellow cards in 12 games. Meaning that he's going to play a very huge role in this game of football. Antony, right attack midfield. Obviously, we expect him to return after having gotten a knock. Though people in the media are saying that he was being really penalized for really doing that spin. You get the 360 spin against a team which goes by the names of Sheffield at Old Trafford. Yet the game was 0-0. But I don't believe that, because Ten Hag said if at all it resulted into something good, then no reason of doing that. Marcus Rashford, Mr. 100 goal club at Manchester United. He is really doing a very good job, and obviously is going to start onto the left attacking side of the midfield. Then we are going to have a player who goes by Ronaldo to lead the line, but the likes of Antony Malacia expected to come on and do the needful. Jadon Sancho is really one of those players that people would like to see on play, but I believe this time around he really has to go on and prove the manager in training that, please, I'm really worth a start into your team. Then Alejandro Garnacho is another one that people really want to talk about a lot. I don't know whether the manager can really risk himself and say, all right, Rashford, get off the bench. Is Alejandro Garnacho starting? And I believe it will be okay to really play Alejandro Garnacho in home games, because they won't be having a lot of pressure and will be having a lot of support. But in games like this, you need seriousness, and obviously Overmatch is a serious player, but I don't believe in him really executing the best in a game of such a magnitude at Spain in Real Sociedad. So that's what I had for you. My prediction, you'll call for it. I believe you're winning this game by 3-0. We are keeping a clean sheet, and I believe we are going to be firing goals in Spain. That's it. I don't know what your prediction is, but I'm going for a 3-0 win for Manchester United away in Spain. I don't know what you think about that, but I'm here to really assure you that we are winning this game with a magnitude of goals that is going to see us top the group ahead of the next draw of the UEFA Europa League. Last game in the group, I wish we win it, and obviously come back home with a win and prepare for that Villa game with all gears up. Thank you guys for watching in. Rock and David is my name. Last video of the day. I sign out for now. See you later. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord to look over you. Good night.